lost in the haunted realm, the cursed house in the deep forest. On a beautiful morning, golden sunlight streamed through the trees, illuminating the winding asphalt road that cut through the deep green forest. The air was fresh and cool, and the cheerful chirping of birds created a perfect natural symphony. A group of 5 friends was eagerly preparing for a long-anticipated camping trip. Ash's car sped along the road, its engine purring softly as it navigated the winding curves. Ash, the driver, was a tall, handsome guy with a confident smile. Sitting beside him in the front passenger seat was Amanda, her long, silky hair cascading down and her eyes sparkling with excitement. She looked both beautiful and lively. They were a long-time couple, always in sync with each other. In the back, Nick sat next to Jesse. Nick, Anne's older brother, had a calm demeanor and sharp eyes. Jesse, the girl he had recently met but who had quickly become an indispensable part of the group, had short, stylish hair and a radiant smile, exuding confidence and energy. Anne, Nick's younger sister, sat in the rear seat, petite and cute, with big round eyes and a mischievous grin, always full of energy and eager for adventure. The car was packed with camping gear: tents, sleeping bags, a mini gas stove, food, water, and many other necessities. As they drove, they chatted and laughed. Music played from the radio, blending with the sound of their laughter and lively conversation. Amanda turned to Jesse and said, "I've prepared some delicious food so we can cook and enjoy together. It's going to be so much fun." Jesse replied, "I brought my camera to capture the best moments. This is going to be an unforgettable trip for us." Nick and Ash discussed setting up the tents and preparing the campsite once they arrived. Anne, sitting in the back, occasionally leaned forward to join the conversation, sometimes just to share her excitement. The car turned onto a smaller road leading deeper into the forest as the sun climbed higher, casting warm light that brightened everything around them. They continued their journey, unaware that they were heading closer to a horror awaiting them in the depths of the forest. With every step and every laugh, their anticipation for a great holiday grew. But it was also the beginning of a nightmare like no other. After a long day of traveling on winding forest roads, the group began to feel tired and anxious. The road became narrower, and dense trees blocked their view, limiting their visibility. The sunlight faded, and darkness began to engulf them, making the atmosphere oppressive and eerie. Ash, who was driving, tried to stay optimistic, but the worry was evident in his eyes. Amanda, sitting in the front passenger seat, looked at the map on her phone, but couldn't find the right way. "There's no signal," she sighed, her voice filled with concern. Nick, sitting in the back, tried calling someone, but was met with only the beeping sound of the phone. "No signal. We're really lost," he said, trying to stay calm but unable to hide his tension. Jesse and Anne exchanged worried gamenduses. "What do we do now?" Jesse asked, her eyes filled with anxiety. As night began to fall and the last light of day dimmed, they spotted an old wooden house in the forest. The house seemed to rise out of the ground, covered by overgrown vegetation and moss. It looked long abandoned, with weathered and rotting wooden walls. The windows were shattered, the remaining glass covered in dust and cobwebs, creating a gloomy and mysterious atmosphere. "We should stay here for the night. It's too dark, and it would be dangerous to find our way in the dark," Ash suggested, his voice tired but trying to sound decisive. The group agreed, too exhausted to continue searching for the right path. Moreover, traveling through the forest at night was definitely not a good idea. Ash parked the car near the house and they all got out, pulling along their luggage and necessary items. The air around them was chilly, and the sound of rustling leaves underfoot added to the eerie feeling. The front door creaked as Ash pushed it open, emitting a spine-chilling sound, as if warning them of the ominous presence inside. The group stepped into the house with cautious, scrutinizing eyes. The interior was dark and cold, as if the place had rejected light and warmth for a long time. The atmosphere was gloomy and damp, and the musty smell made them feel uneasy. Their footsteps creaked on the rotting wooden floor, every small sound echoing through the empty house. The light from Ash's flashlight illuminated the hidden corners, revealing old, dusty furniture. Amanda found an old oil lamp on a dusty wooden shelf. She carefully cleaned the lamp and checked the oil inside. "Thankfully, there's still some oil left," she said, her voice a mix of relief and nervousness. She lit the lamp, and the dim light spread across the room, casting flickering shadows on the walls. The light, though weak, was enough to reveal the old furniture scattered around. A wooden cabinet with cracked glass doors, some faded paintings on the walls, and a large wooden table in the center of the room. The group felt a bit more secure, even if just temporarily. "We'll stay here for the night and find our way out of the forest in the morning," Nick said, his voice full of determination. They arranged makeshift sleeping spots on the floor. The sound of insects chirping outside and the wind blowing through the cracks in the door created eerie, whistling noises. Amanda and Jesse tried to cook some food using a mini gas stove, while Ash and Nick checked around to ensure safety. Anne, sitting in a corner, tried to stay brave but couldn't help feeling scared. "Nick, will we be okay?" she asked, her voice trembling. "We'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll find our way out in the morning," Nick reassured his sister, even though he was also feeling uneasy. The group huddled together by the dim lamp, eating a simple dinner and sharing stories to keep their spirits up. But deep down, each of them sensed a vague fear, as if something unusual was waiting for them in the darkness of this forest. Nightfall gradually enveloped them, and they had no idea that this house was not just a temporary shelter, but the beginning of terrifying nightmares yet to come.